Hey guys, it's your average middle-aged American back again with another reaction video. This one is going to take us to Italy! Yay, Italy! This will be part of a series. I'll break this video up because it's kind of long. And excited. Excited to virtually visit Italy, sort of, kind of. I don't know much about Italy. I was very, very surprised at how beautiful Germany is. And everybody says that Italy is actually prettier than Germany. I don't know if that's true. I'm sure the Germans don't think it's true. But I'm willing to check it out. Everybody I know that goes to Europe always talks about Italy. Just had some relatives go to Italy. Tell me how beautiful it is. So let's see what we find out here. If you're new to my channel, it's anything and everything that interests me. Basically, right now we're focusing on international travel because my wife and I plan to do a lot of traveling. And I like learning about other countries and other cultures. Learning about what other countries and cultures think about America and Americans. And even learning more about my own country. So, if you're new to my channel, I appreciate you subscribing. I think you'll like the channel. Thumbs up goes a long way in the algorithm. And we do a lot of commenting in the comments section. You know, exchanging ideas, thoughts, culture, you know, just kind of explaining the way we think based on where we live. So I'm happy with the comment section, and I hope you'll contribute to that as well. All right, enough jibber jabber. Let's get on with it. This is by Ryan, by the way. If you don't know who Ryan is, he's a young kid that has traveled all over the world, and it's quite adventurous. You'll see him at the top of peaks and cliff diving and all kinds of stuff. Beautiful photography and videography. So check out his channel, check out all his videos, amazing travel videos.
What's up guys, my name is Ryan and I've spent the last several years exploring the incredible country of Italy, and I want to show you my favorite places. So here's my Italy top 100. I have to say there is no other country on earth that has as much history and natural beauty than Italy. From the seaside views of the Amalfi Coast to the jagged mountains of the Dolomites, Italy has it all. This video is going to be a long one, so I made timestamps of all the places in the description so you can jump around to your favorite destinations. Let's start this video off on the island of Sardinia. With some of Italy's best coastline, pristine beaches, and the clearest water you've ever seen, Sardinia is the place to be. It's the second largest island in the Mediterranean, and there's just so much going on there. One of the most impressive places on Sardinia is the Varenna Coast. It's 40 kilometers of coastline that's made up of massive limestone cliffs and secluded beaches. The Varenna Coast isn't the easiest place to reach.
Wow.
Most places require a hike or a boat ride. When I was there, we rented a boat and jetted off to explore the coast. The main reason I wanted to go to Sardinia was to visit Cala Goloritze. I think it's easily one of the most beautiful beaches in all of Italy. It has these massive pointy rock formations coupled with green cliffs and Gatorade blue water. We anchored and immediately went for a swim. I mean, the visibility was absolutely incredible. Wow. It's some of the best I've ever seen.
Looks like a swimming pool. Not my swimming pool. We're in the summer, and my swimming pool is not looking like that. I don't know if any of you guys own a swimming pool or not, but they're great about 6 months out of the year as far as keeping up with them. And then when summer hits, it is a nightmare with algae and chemicals are a fortune. Anyway, my swimming pool does not look as good as this ocean. Beautiful.
Swam in. Another reason I wanted to go to Cala Goloritze is because there's a sea arch where you can cliff jump. I sent a few jumps off and it was just so much fun. I mean, there's no better feeling than sending a gainer into the ocean. After Sardinia, we're gonna head up to northern Italy to visit Lake Como. Now located at the base of the Alps, Lake Como is a sight to see. One of my favorite places on Lake Como is Verona. It's easily one of the most idyllic places I've ever been to. Verona was founded all the way back in the 8th century by local fishermen.
Wow.
I stayed several nights here and it was such an enjoyable and relaxing time. I love walking around the village through all its cobblestone alleyways.
I mean, it's so hard for me to grasp. No matter how many videos, we're coming up on close to 100 videos, I think. And I still can't grasp the idea of something being built 1,000 years ago. I just can't. It's beyond my comprehension. It is literally like calculus 2. It's just I can't grasp it. It's amazing to me. I mean, we've gone to some older places, but we're talking like 1500s, old forts and stuff, either in America or the Caribbean or Mexico. I mean, I guess Mexico, there was some old stuff, but it wasn't old buildings. You know what I mean? Ruins are ruins, but Aztec ruins and all that, Inca. I'm talking about someone building a church or building a home that's 1,000 years old or more. He said what, 8th century? So what is that, 1,500 years old? I mean, it just, I just can't wait to see this stuff and touch it and grasp the idea that something's been standing in the same place and what that building has experienced over the last 1,000, 1,200, 1,400 years. I mean, to think about just the difference in the last 100 years or the last 200 years with technology and electricity and cell phones that are more powerful than NASA's computers, when we put a man on the moon, and I mean, and it's in your back pocket, and I mean, just to think of the last 200 years, cars and nuclear power, and I mean, and then to take that and multiply it by 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 times, it's just mind-boggling to me to think of, some little old man sitting down at the table with a candle, in a quill. It just blows my mind. It just blows my mind. I know I'm babbling, but I just can't get over it.
Great plaza and an impressive church. Now, one of my favorite places I went to in Verona was its northern shore. There's restaurants and a little stone beach where you can watch the small waves roll in, accompanied by some of Lake Como's majestic swans. Another beautiful place on Lake Como is Bellagio. Now, located at the wide junction on the lake, Bellagio is often referred to as the Pearl of Lake Como. My wife and I took a ferry to get there from the town of Verona. It was a beautiful place to stroll around and enjoy the picturesque town and waterfront. Afterwards, we're going to head down to the Italian Riviera. Now, also known as the region of Liguria, the Italian Riviera is a small crescent-shaped region that extends to France. The very end of the Italian Riviera on the Italian side is Cinque Terre. Now, Cinque Terre is made up of 5 seaside villages that date back to medieval times. Now, you can't drive to the towns of Cinque Terre, but you can take a train from the town of Spezia. Now, the most northern and largest village in the Cinque Terre is Monte Rosso al Mare. Now, I say it's probably one of the less popular places in the Cinque Terre, but it's definitely worth a visit. It has a wonderful beach and incredible views of the Riviera. Now, the next village south is Vernazza. It's probably my favorite village on the Cinque Terre and it has the only natural port of the 5 towns. It remains one of the truest fishing villages on the Italian Riviera. I was here in August and I'll have to say it was freaking packed, so maybe come here, not during the summer months. Now another one of my favorite towns on the Cinque Terre is Manarola. I really enjoyed walking around the town. You can get some great vantage points. Now one thing I really liked about Manarola is that it had a great area to swim in. It was sheltered from the waves. There are also rocks you can cliff jump from. Now right next door to Manarola is Rio Maggiore. Now it's the most southern town on Cinque Terre, and it's one of the more ideal locations to stay, offering a lot of options for housing, eating, and activities. I mean, it's just hard to beat the colors and vibes of these towns. Now another one of my favorite towns on the Italian Riviera is Portofino. Now this may be one of the most idyllic towns on the Italian coast. It's renowned worldwide for its picturesque harbor and has been a retreat for royalty and artists as far back as the 12th century. I tried to go here during the peak of the summer, but I got turned back because there was no parking. So once again, I definitely recommend coming during the less.
I mean, is that somebody's house right there? On the edge of that cliff? I mean, the scale's a little off, but if you look at a boat, you know, it's a big house. Big enough. That's wild. I can't even imagine building that, you know? How do you even get there? Doesn't look like there's a road, driveway going to it. Blows my mind. I mean, it just blows my mind.
Popular months or early in the morning. Regardless, it's a beautiful place that deserves a visit. Now, an amazing beach near Portofino is San Frutuoso. Now, there's no roads leading here. It can only be accessed by boat or an hour and a half hike from Portofino. The cove features a 10th century abbey and a statue of Christ that is submerged 50 meters under the sea. After, let's head over to the iconic city of Venice. Now, Venice is one of the world's most unique cities. There are no roads and just canals to get around. It's made up of 100.
There's not a single road in Venice? I had no idea. I mean, I understand the canals and stuff, but I didn't know that there wasn't a single road. How do they even build this stuff? I mean, how is... Somebody explain this to me so that I can understand it. I'm just an average middle-aged American, okay? I don't have any concept of this. Did they build this city before there were canals? Or are they literally constructing this underwater hundreds of years ago? And you know, stopping it from sinking into the floor, because it seems to me that even today this would be quite an undertaking, you know, to build that much weight, that many buildings, that density on water. You know, having to drive the pylons down and all that. I mean, it blows my mind. So was this at one time, I don't need name calling, okay? I'll be the first to admit I'm ignorant about most of Europe. Was this dry? Did they dam it up, you know, and then build it and then undam it? Or was it dry at one time they built it and then built the canals? So let me know. Just let me know. If you know, let me know. Trademarked.
In 18 islands, and they are linked by over 400 bridges. Venice was a major financial and maritime power during the medieval ages, and today it's one of Europe's most popular tourist destinations. When you're there, you can take a ride down the canals on a gondola, or you can check out St. Mark's Square. It's a one-of-a-kind location I hope you all can see. Afterwards, we're going to head over to Valdobbiadene. Now, located about an hour's drive from Venice, Valdobbiadene is a wine-growing region famous for making Prosecco white wine. The area is full of lush vineyards and rolling hills dotted with tranquil villages. One of my favorites is the village of Gia, located just a few minutes outside of Valdobbiadene. I mean, this region is just absolutely magical. Now afterwards, we're going to visit Lake Garda. Now located right between Venice and Milan,
It's a
Lake
big
Garda
lake.
is the biggest lake in all of Italy. I drove around it and I can test that it's absolutely huge. It's sandwiched between two mountains and home to numerous towns along its coast. The southern end is home to the Castello Scagliero. Now built in the 14th century, it stands as one of Italy's best preserved castles. My favorite feature is its fortified dock, which offered shelter to Venetian fleets. To the east of Lake Garda is Monte Baldo. It's a mountain range that overlooks the lake. You can take a gondola up from the lakeside town of Malsicine, and once you reach the top, you can hike around and enjoy the incredible views.
You
Another
can hike
fascinating
around.
nearby place
That's
is
so
the
cool.
Madonna della Corona.
That is so cool. I mean, it really is cool. How many men does it take to build something like that? You know, hundreds of years ago. No electricity, no power tools, no machinery, no crane. Well, I guess manual cranes. That's wild.
Santuario. Now it's this church that's
Wow.
built out of a cider cliff.
Look at that. That is cool. That is cool. Wow.
The church was built all the way back in 1530 and served as a place to pay pilgrimage and enjoy the nature of God in peace. Now to get to the chapel, you can park in the town of Spiazze above and make this short hike down. Italy is just full of the world's most scenic churches. Now right next to Lake Garda is the beautiful city of Verona. Famous for being the setting of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, Verona is a beautiful medieval town. I just love how the river cuts through the town. It's home to the Verona Arena, which is an ancient Roman amphitheater.
Wow.
It's where the closing ceremony of the 2026 Winter Olympics will be held. After, we're going to visit Bologna. Now located about a 2 hours drive from Verona, Bologna is one of the wealthiest cities in Italy and the 7th most populous with a population around 400,000. What I love about Bologna is its medieval towers. They were constructed back in the 12th and 13th centuries, with the highest being over 300 feet tall. Back in medieval
I mean, you're building 30-story buildings without electricity, without machinery. Mind-boggling.
times, there were an estimated 180 towers which dominated the city. Over the centuries, many towers were demolished or simply collapsed, and today fewer than 20 towers remain. The most famous are the two towers. The tallest tower reaches over 97 meters with an overhang of 2.2 meters. I mean, they're both leaning a little bit. They look like they're going to collapse. I just can't imagine all the history these towers must have experienced throughout the ages. After, we're going to visit the magnificent city of Milan. Located in the Lombardy region, Milan is a powerhouse of a city. It has the second largest economy in the EU after Paris. It's one of the world's 4 fashion capitals. The city is full of a mixture of modern skyscrapers and apartment buildings. One of the most notable features of the city is the Duomo di Milano. The construction began in 1386 and it took over 6 centuries to complete. It stands as the second largest church in Europe and the 4th.
That is beautiful. All right, silly American question. Can you get married there? Like, I mean, it's a church, right? Do they have service, like, on holidays? I mean, it's not, I assume it's not a regular, full-functioning church. You know, like, multiple services a week. But if your daddy's a billionaire, can you get married there? Do they have, you know, Christmas service and all that? It's beautiful.
Largest in the world. I mean, that just blows my mind. If you want to go shopping, you can visit the oldest active shopping mall in the world that was built back in 1877. I just can't believe the domed glass roof there.
Wow.
After, we're going to head to Lake Maggiore. Now, located about an hour and a half drive from Milan, this is the second largest lake in Italy, with its northern section in Switzerland. Lake Maggiore definitely reminds me of Lake Como. One thing I love about the lake is all its castles and unique architecture. Now, right next door is another beautiful lake called Lake Lugano. Now, just like Lake Maggiore, Lake Lugano is located in both Italy and Switzerland. The Italian-Swiss border around the lake is super interesting, with even a complete Italian city called Campione d'Italia being surrounded by Switzerland. Another cool Italian city on the lake is Ravenna Ponte Teresa, which sits right across the water from Switzerland. If you want to get a great view of the lake, you can visit the Ciganola Peak, which offers incredible 360 views of the area. After, we're going to head over to the region of the Aosta Valley. Nestled in the Italian Alps, Aosta Valley is the smallest and least populated region in all of Italy. What I love about Aosta is that it's surrounded by Europe's highest mountains such as Mont Blanc. Now, one of my favorite places in the region is Cervina. It's an alpine ski resort and is overlooked by the Italian side of the iconic Matterhorn Mountain, which is also called Monte Cervino. Now, special thanks to my friend Dronescapes for sharing his footage. He has some of the best aerial films of Italy, and I'll link his channel in the description below. Now, what I love about Cervina is that the ski resort connects to Switzerland, so you could ski in 2 countries in one day, and that's pretty awesome if you ask me. Now, while we're still in the area, we're going to visit the Great St. Bernard Pass. It connects Aosta to the canton of Valais in Switzerland. Now, it's one of the most ancient passes in the Alps with a fascinating history. The pass was used as far back as the Bronze Age, and in 1800, Napoleon Bonaparte traversed it with over 40,000 soldiers. The pass is where St. Bernard dogs were trained by monks to find lost travelers. I mean, it's fascinating to think of all the history that has taken place on this mountain pass.
All right, these St. Bernards, is it true that they would put like rum or some kind of a liquor in the little barrel around their neck? Kind of, I guess it was to warm up people that they found in the snow and stuff. I don't know if it was rum or whiskey or whatever. Is that true? Or is that just kind of one of those exaggerated myth things? And what was it? If it wasn't liquor, what was in their little barrel? Was it just water so that they could get hydrated? Or let me know.
Another great mountain drive is the Stelvio
Look at that
Pass.
place.
Located in the Ortler Alps, the Stelvio Pass is the second highest paved
Wow.
road in the Alps with an elevation of 2,757 meters. During World War I, fierce battles were fought here between the Austro-Hungarian Empire and the Italian Kingdom. Today, the Stelvio Pass is a popular place for drivers to test their skills with over 75 hairpin turns. After, we're going to head over to the city of Tirano. Located about an hour away from the Stelvio Pass, Tirano is a tranquil town. The city is well known for being the departure point for the Bernina Express. This may be considered the most scenic train route in all of Europe. The train starts in Tirano and travels across alpine passes into Switzerland. It's like the real-life Polar Express. I'd love to ride this train one day. Now, after, we're going to visit the Falaria Glacier. I have to say, this is one of the most beautiful glaciers in all of Italy. It's just absolutely massive and has a picturesque waterfall cascading down to the glacier below. After, we're going to head over to the region of Piedmont. Now, located at the foot of the Italian Alps, Piedmont borders France and Switzerland and is famous for its scenery, wines, and cuisine. Now, the capital of Piedmont is Turin. It's known for its Baroque architecture and major landmark called Mole Antoniana, which towers the city skyline. Turin is also known as Italy's first capital city before the national headquarters were moved to Rome. Now, another really cool nearby place is Sacra di San Michele. It's located about 45 minutes from Turin. It's known as the symbolic monument of the Piedmont region, and the foundation of the abbey was set in the year 966 and completed in the third.
All right, guys, I'm going to cut this one here. I don't want to make the video 2 hours long, so this will be part 1 of best places to visit in Italy. And I got to tell you, it's amazing. I mean, it's amazing, and it's different. You know, you go from beaches and yachts to mountains and snows and, you know, snow and glaciers, and it's a lot to take in. It really is. It's a lot to take in. So I will see you on part 2. If you're new to my channel, it's anything and everything that interests me as an average middle-aged American. Wife and I plan on exploring the world, trying to learn more about cultures, countries, learn more about my own country, America. And we have a great subscriber base here. You know, we try to talk a lot in the comment section, help each other learn more about our own cultures, explain the differences, you know, mostly between America and Europe right now. We've done a little bit with the UK and Germany mostly, and now we're getting into Italy. So, and we'll, you know, we're not going to abandon any country. We'll keep going back and forth, different countries. I learn something every day. I think it's a great channel for people to learn. You know, also get an American opinion on things. You know, I'm just an average middle-aged American, just trying to learn and maybe inform some people of some things that are generally misunderstood about America. All right, that's enough jibber jabber. If you want to hit that subscribe button, that'd be great. Thumbs up really helps the algorithm, and so do comments. I'll take any constructive criticism. No name calling. Let's have a civil conversation. All right, I appreciate you, and I will see you in part 2.